now. I believe we are. Hello, YouTube. And hello, Twitch. Let me just refresh this and make sure this is broadcasting. And it is. Woohoo! Everything is coming up, Millhouse. I realize the top of chat might be cut off, but that's a problem that should fix itself. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I know it's supposed to be an indie game night, but I just flat out did not have time to prepare for one. That's on me. I am juggling far too much, and unfortunately it's going to be like that for the foreseeable future. So I'm going to stream as much as I can, and I'll try to continue with my theme days. The Mega Man Mondays are easier because I don't have to go doing any searching for that, so that's likely not going to change. I wish the games got better, but everything since X4 has been kind of, well, varying degrees of crap. Some of it was good, some of it's not. And if you don't know what I mean, go back to Monday's stream and just watch through that. It's just such a disappointment. X7 is. So I'll try to be as consistent as I can. It's going to be an uphill battle. And that's not easy for me to say. But anyway, I was in a Tropico kind of mood. And here we are. So what day is today? Today is August 27th. It's the National Banana Lovers Day. Slice them onto cereal or toast, bake them into bread, or just enjoy a potassium-rich snack. Straight from the peel for a quick, easy, healthy, and cheap treat. Okay. Bananas are cool. No allow citizens to vote normally. It's also, what else? La Tomatina? The hell is that? La Tomatina is a lively celebration in which thousands gather in a town of Buñol, Spain. I don't know if I'm saying that right. People from all over the world come to participate in the massive tomato fight, which fills the streets with vibrant red. Oh, man. The festival offers a unique, messy, and joyful experience, creating an atmosphere of excitement and fun. I'll bet. It's a day where everyone lets loose, united in the shared thrill of hurling tomatoes at one another. Huh. It's kind of like The Purge, but with tomatoes. I like it. I think it's a great idea. Hello, Loki. How are you? Peaceful island living kind of day? Yes. Yeah, I need a little bit of peace. I've never heard of the tomato fight. No. I don't think I have. I've either never heard of it or I heard about it and forgot it. Each of which are likely. And why are your messages not showing up? They should be. Oh, just Twitch is being stupid in the replay. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to minimize that. And, sorry, just... This is a very stripped down setup. No question of the day, nothing. Just me and you and the game. Oh, that's why it's fucked. Okay, that should be better. Okay, cool. That's better. No, never heard of it. I think it's a great idea. I mean, you just get to violently throw a tomato at a series of tomatoes at people. I mean, it's a waste of... I was about to say it's a waste of fruit, and that's technically right. But if it's not bullets, then it might be something lethal. I mean, it's still a violent act, but at least you're letting out your frustration in a way that's very likely not to kill anybody. Unless you freeze the tomatoes first. But we only do that in Canada. Not if you produce so many you can't sell them. Well, if that's where this came from, if that's what the idea, like what the inception of it was, and it may very well be, I don't know, I haven't researched it, maybe I will later, then sure. Either they're just going to rot, or when they're nice and soft, you just hurl them at people. think I will research it later on if I remember. It actually sounds kind of fun. In Canada, we just have snowball fights. So, this is a new island I just started working on with slightly, well, with max difficulty in, I think I raised political difficulty and opposition difficulty to the max. So I'm basically going to try and kiss everybody's ass. I started straight into the World Wars era, skip the colonial one, which is usually more difficult, but I thought, okay, I'm just going to keep myself afloat with the penal colony edict until my own economy is stable enough that I can stop it and just go back to earning money through exports and stuff. I should get another prison because that one's almost full up. Yeah, 26. And we have how many criminals? 28. We have a rebel? Arrest this fucker. The last playthrough I did was just completely offline. I was I was ruling with an iron fist. There's no elections. Everybody is surveilled. But I tried to make everybody happy. I tried to give them lots of sources of fun and faith and mirth and joy and festivals and stuff like that. They still had these violent uprisings every couple minutes. And Penultimo's constantly interrupting me no matter what I'm doing to tell me, hey, there might be an uprising coming. I know I probably should have just not turned that feature on. But realistically, your number 2 man would be telling you when shit like that's going down. Unless he has it in for you, but Penultimo's hopelessly faithful throughout this series, I think. I don't know about the first 2, but... So we've got 4 farms here, all on multicultural mode, producing penny apples, bananas. Oh, it's National Banana Day. It's perfect. We're celebrating in Tropico style. And I'm realizing having chat right there may not be a great idea, but screw it. It's fine. It's a low effort day. I've put in a lot of effort elsewhere. Bear with me. Tobacco, which we can turn into cigars, and sugar, which we can... the thing with sugar, only one plantation is likely not going to be enough to run a rum distillery without running out. Let's go with tobacco first. There we go. And this playthrough, I'm not using any of the exploits, not using any reclaimers or keeping my farms like pretty much stacked on top of each other to really boost the multicultural. I just gotta play like the game intends me to. But realizing I need more Teamsters. Always need more Teamsters. Oh. People were rehabilitated? Oh. I didn't expect that. Oh, right, because... Oh no, Open Doors is still set. But my support is down, which means less people are likely to arrive. Well, let's make some people happy. Let's get some support and build a couple shitty bunkhouses. Not there. I don't want the poor housing to be so close to each other because it ends up causing pollution problems. That's why I've got like parks in between. I did that last time. It actually worked quite well. If you space it out and put parks in between stuff. Well, maybe I'll build over here. What resources? Oh, we got nothing here. Okay. Let's just extend this out. We're going to need another dock, which we can put right here. Good enough. So let's put down some... Oh yeah, public services. Grocery so people can eat, because that's kind of important. How do I want this to work? So I want to leave room for industry over here. And I'm not so concerned with these being bunkhouses, because usually pollution only affects the higher level housing. Grocery's fine there. We'll put a church. Oh, why did I do it that way? Put the church down first. Did I put it backwards? Shit, I think I did. Hey, Oz, how's it going? I'll be honest with you, I've had better weeks. How are you doing, man? All right. Let's build 3 for now. These slow-ass builders. Where are they? Well, then again, to be fair, they do have a long way to travel. Oh, it's all good and kind of getting used to it. No complaints here. Great to hear. Hey, did you know that today's National Banana Lovers Day? I did not know that. Oh, what else? I didn't. There was a couple of other ones. I was reading about La Tomatina. A National Tug of War Day. Loki, did you know today was National Tug of War Day? Bet you didn't. And of course, National Petroleum Day. Try going the day without using any petroleum products, from car, gas to plastic. Wait, from... Why would you word it like that? Car gas. As opposed to truck gas. As opposed to motorcycle gas. That's so weird. Anyway. See, the massive impact petroleum has had on the 21st century living. Yeah, we wouldn't be here without it. For good or ill. And lastly, it's International Lottery Day. International Idiot Tax Day, I guess. See, gotcha, Loki. Didn't know. You shall eat a banana. Good lad. Try not to walk in the woods. Well, I mean, that would be really hard because I'm pretty sure there's some plastic in my shoes, which would mean I'd have to walk bare feet, which would be kind of difficult. But then I'd also, to get to the woods, would take a long time because I wouldn't be able to use my car that's full of car gas to drive on the roads that have tar and bitumen in them. So I mean, yeah, where would we be without petroleum? So yeah, I guess I'm saying Happy National Petroleum Day. Woo. I started out looking car gas sounds like a fake Spanish word. Cargas. Oh, because it's pretty close to a fairly common last name. Vargas, right? Vargas, Cargas. Yeah, I can see it. Or rather hear it. I forgot what I was going to say. It wasn't important. We've got the makings now for... We've got the makings for a steel mill. It's funny, every single time I think of a steel mill, like putting one down, I remember that episode of The Simpsons where Homer's trying to prevent Bart from being gay. and just that one line at the very end when the work's over, and the one mustachioed steelworker's like, "We work hard, we play hard," and then they all start dancing, and Homer's horrified. It's funny how many things trigger Simpsons memories. Let's put one down. We're probably going to need another one because we've got 2 of each. And oh shit, did I build over the nickel? Oh, poop. I built over top of the nickel, so we can't make weapons here unless I move or destroy that farm. Yeah, we're not building those areas up anytime soon. Every day, man. Yeah. I've only seen maybe 20 Simpsons episodes in my entire life. Of course. Why? Because let me guess. You don't think it's funny. Or maybe they don't get The Simpsons where you are in rural Texas. I think if I had to count the number of episodes I watched, it'd probably be in like, I don't know. After a certain point, I just stopped watching it because it was just, every episode was some celebrity cameo and it just stopped being funny. It wasn't a thing I was allowed to watch as a kid. Oh. Well, I'm sorry, dude. That sucks. It was a great show. Well, it definitely had... Oh, shit. So that must have been hard when everybody's referencing Simpsons quotes and episodes that they saw and you had no idea what they were talking about. I can relate to that to an extent. Oh shoot! I forgot about the the Australia episode. I realized I'm talking to Oz and forgot about that one. How did you feel? Did you feel personally offended as an Australian at that? At the depiction of Australia and the Australian government and kangaroos. There's a lot of hidden adult humor in it, but as a kid it didn't make sense. Yeah, but that's the kind of, I mean, I think of Shrek as an example of that, where there's comedy on multiple levels. There's comedy for kids to get, and there's comedy for the adults to get. Yeah, try having a friend for 15 years who's also your co-host who's seen every episode up until season 12. Oh, shit. You know, that must be as painful for him as it is for you, I imagine. And yet you guys somehow make it work. The biggest gripe with how The Simpsons depict Australians is the accent. It's some kind of weird British hybrid. Yeah, it almost sounds Cockney. I think you're right. Which I guess is technically true, but it's way off in reality. It's probably played up for the show. I mean, every time they have Canadians on the show, they make us sound ridiculous. They make us sound stupid. Really. I guess that's still the cartoon aspect of the show, maybe. I come from Canada, and they think I'm slow, eh? You do have a little accent, you know. Yeah, I know. I mean, to me, it's not an accent. To me, it's just the way I talk. But I know it probably comes out when I'm saying things like out or sorry. I do laugh at the Prime Minister drinking a frothy in the lake. It's not too far off. Wait. Are Australians the rare breed that actually like their government? That can't be true. Nobody likes their government. Oh my gosh! Yeah. Because isn't he sitting in like an inner tube? Look, it says, no, they are. LOL, no, they are not. Not anymore, but we had some good ones. Yeah. Oh shit, what's on fire? Oh, the bank. Oh, people are on it. Sorry, I was looking at something else. How is our criminal population? 13? Are they all in prison? Excellent, lads. We need more citizens because we need more criminals to fill up our jails. It's such a backwards way of doing things, but it works. And I also need... I need the nickel here. Anybody I can export steel to? No. Shit. I love the... I'd have called them Shazwaz line 2. Oh. I'm drawing a blank on that one. You know what it means? It means I have to watch the episode again. Order your citizens to make more babies. You can, sort of, by... Where is it? Is it in this era? Contraception ban. Oh shit, it's not until the modern times. Huh. In previous games of Tropico, you actually used to be able to do it through the medical clinics. I don't know, I always thought it was kind of funny because it basically implied that the doctors are fucking the patients to make them pregnant. Oh. And isn't he talking to Bart? I think I vaguely remember it, but I'm just gonna watch the episode again because it's great. We have a lot of homeless people, and our doors are open. Let's stop that because I'm talking too much and I'm not building up my economy. Let's get some fish going so we can have a nice fish fry. Oh, come on, road. That's not what I want you to do. That's better. Oh, pass off. Roads in this game have always been a pain in the butt. That's fine. Maybe Marge. What season is it? Just gonna look that up. Simpsons Australia episode. Oh, it's called Bart versus Australia. Or yeah, Bart versus Australia. Season 6, episode 16. Okay, well I know what I'm watching after the stream. And where am I? There we go. Never played a Tropico game, but I do love the game. I recommend checking it out. Maybe not 6. I know Tropico 7's actually in development. Because I heard that they removed Russia from the game. Don't know why. Don't know why exactly. What exactly their reasons were. But... because Russia is one of the foreign powers in modern times. But it's fun. It's relaxing. Soundtrack is always good, in my opinion. But my favorite was probably 4 or maybe 5. Or maybe 3. I don't know. They all had their own uniqueness to them. Tropico 6 is frustrating because there's a lot of DLCs. And they don't always add much, and sometimes what they add is really frustrating. But with 4 or 5, I think there may be we're only a couple. And the games don't really change all that much. For fuck's sakes, the point of these games is to play as the bad guy. No, yeah. They just canceled the country. That's off-putting. Yeah, I know. I don't like that either. Oh, what game was it I was looking at? Oh. Well, hang on. To answer talk to your comment there, Loki. You have the tools to play as a bad guy. You have the tools to play as an iron fist dictator. And that's fun. It's also frustrating in a way. Where is my support going? Why is everybody getting pissed off? Actually, you know what? I'm going to save this. I'm going to come back to this. I'll show you. This is my Iron Fist country that I was working on. If I try playing it on console, no, God, no, I wouldn't want to. I've always been a mouse and keyboard player for these types of games. Just allows me to do things faster, especially when you get to this scale where you've got, this is my whole country. And plus I like playing with mods too, because you can't have roads this long in Tropico 5 or Tropico 6 for some reason. So sometimes if you play in sandbox mode like I do, you'll have multiple islands, but you can't actually connect them by road because it's not long enough. So I got a mod to just fix that condition. I don't know. If you ever played SimCity for SNES, it's kind of like that. It's just slow. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I was talking about, the full price of a game, and I was looking at Cities Skylines on Steam. The first one, not the second one. And I wanted to see how much it cost with all of the attachments or DLCs, all the content, right? Where was it? What was the price that it came out to? It was ridiculous. Hang on. Browse all content. Where was the screen that I was at? Shit. Hang on a second. It's just an absurd amount of money for one complete game. Cities Skylines. Oh yeah. So to get the bundle, which is basically the full game, costs you, currently, it's on sale. It's on sale for 66% off in this bundle for a whopping $204 Canadian. I realize that's I don't know, $30 American, but it's still a significant chunk of change. And that's with the discount. Guess how much this is for all of these? If you paid the full pop for each one of these little add-ons, how much it would cost for a game that came out, what? When did this come out? This came out in this is a 10-year-old game. Full price is $599.38. That is absurd. That's the full price of a game. I realize I cherry-picked that example, but I just happened to be looking at it. Speaking of Skylines, that is the one I tried on console. Was okay. Yeah. But You know, like you say, when you get larger in scale, it becomes challenging on console. What the fuck? I hate that so much. Yeah, me too. It is just, it's absurd. And we put up with it. That's why it's gotten that point. I mean, Civ 7, well, any of the Civilization games since they've been on Steam, I think, have been like that. But, yeah, you have the core game, which has just a little bit of the content, and then they stretch out little bits of content here and there and everywhere, and they nickel and dime you for it. I hate that. So, I don't know if I'm going to be getting the next Tropico game. I'm not sure. I don't like the way that that's going. City Skylines I enjoyed. But I get to a point where I start longing for the political element of it that you get with this. Tropico 6 has that. You have to maintain political relationships with the parties within your country and the foreign parties outside of your country. So let's have a look. Let's visit this island. This is the main island. This is where the palace is. And I've got very little space left on here to build. I could convert these to hydroponic farms, which is a lot smaller of a footprint, but I'm not ready to do that just yet. Not the same, but similar. I used to have a Nintendo subscription for Mario Kart. Then they dropped paid DLC, and I couldn't play with friends anymore because they refused to buy it. So then I canceled the sub too. You weren't supposed to do that. You were supposed to give in to peer pressure, real or implied, and just pay for product. Why didn't you do what they wanted you to do, Oz? What's the matter with you? You're supposed to just give them their money for minimal effort on their part. Don't you understand how this works? That's another thing I don't like. I have voices turned off, but every single time they want to say something, the music ducks out. So this is my tourist area, which I have not finished because there's still more room over here. I don't think I can put an airport on here, but I need one. And this is the last island. Oops. The last island I've been developing that has a lot of natural resources. And it's just an industrial kind of powerhouse. I'm using some drones here for logistics, but not too many. Mainly just to keep the oil processing industry full of in stock. So that's going to making plastics, and then going to make furniture, and also going to make pharmaceuticals, which you can also make out of sugar. But yeah, City Skylines would have been a lot more fun for me if there was a threat that you could be voted out of office. If you had to keep people happy. Or, you know, grease some palms in order to stay in power a little bit longer. This looks really good. It does get a little detailed if you like that sort of thing, which I kind of do. I've also got a space program on... fuck off, Penultimo. We're in a constant state of uprising. Right here. Our space complex. It would have been better if it was Tropico. In a way. But I feel like... That's why every time I play City Skylines for a little while, it scratches a bit of an itch, but I'm like, I just want to play Tropico. Because I want to feel like if I screw up, someone's going to make me pay for it. Or you make yourself strong enough that nobody can really do any damage to you. Because I've got a nuclear program over here. I have a bomb built, which prevents invasion from any foreign nations. And I've also got a hell of a military. protecting pretty much any vector of attack, as well as an aircraft carrier. It's happened a lot this year. Played a few games that reminded me of better games I like more. Yeah. But give me an example. Because you play a lot of games, too. Alright, let's see. Liberty is always going to be in the toilet when you have my sort of politics. All citizens can vote, but that only happens if we have elections. Professional soldiers, freedom of religion, happy childhood, economy first. Increases the pollution of industrial buildings by 50%, but I think I've got that kind of under control. I haven't looked at pollution for a while. This might be bad. Oh, fuck, that's really good. The only hotspot I have was over here by my shipyards. Huh. Good job, Presidente. What else? Where were we? Economy first. No separation of powers. And this is where you start to get into problems with liberty, because it decreases global liberty by 5 across the entire island. However, if you want to arrest somebody, it's pretty cheap. Arrest, institutionalize, murder, or make it look like an accident, which you actually can do. If you don't like it, just leave. Media independence, I actually set this to free state because I didn't want to take even more of a liberty hit for this. And Tropican citizens have no privacy. This is the big hit. This is why I'm constantly getting attacked. As long as there's a working Ministry of Information, and there is, all roles and role changes are registered. Decreases global liberty by 25, increases global crime safety by 5. So no matter how many media buildings I have, I can't get my liberty out of the 50s. Single payer health, traditional marriage, and free trade. See what you mean about Tropico 6? From my count, there are 10 DLCs ranging from 15 to 23 bucks Australian. Yeah. That's if they were all 15 bucks, that's $150 right there for the DLCs. You gotta hope to get them on sale, because they do go on sale. But the frustrating thing is they have bundles which only have some of the DLCs, the main game, and then some of the DLCs. I get why they do it. It's just, it frustrates me because it's so shitty. I understand you want to make money, but I don't like how you're choosing to do it. So, Libertad is at 57. Have we built all of the media buildings that we can? Ugh. This is ugly. Yeah, this is not doing much. Why is this damaged? Yeah, 150 bucks for a game. It's funny whenever you're hearing the conversation about $100 games, and GTA 6 is going to be the first $100 game. Like, bitch, we've already got $100 games. We have $200 games. That's not what the price tag says, because they're all itemized separately. They're all different line items. It really does put me off. I just end up playing the older games. Ain't no shame in that. What I haven't played in a while is a good old retro PC game, I don't think. No. Like Descent, for example, or Terminal Velocity. Or it's funny, the other day when I was on stream, I think I mentioned Jazz Jackrabbit, which was an old Old platformer. I never played the full version. I only had the shareware version of that game. Shareware. I saw that there's Tropico Reloaded. Have I played that? No. I have not heard of that. Let's have a look. Is that a remaster of the first one, probably? Or a fan-made mod? $7. Price is right. Tropico Reloaded is the ultimate game compilation for hobby dictators and those dreaming of their own Caribbean island. Or Caribbean island. Caribbean. I think both are acceptable. Tropico combines real-time strategy and simulation elements with a healthy dose of political intrigue and Caribbean flair to create a unique and critically acclaimed game experience. It certainly does. This is the original. I think I played this for maybe a few minutes. And I thought, maybe I'll go back to this, but it was so... Because I started into the series playing Tropico 3. And then I thought, you know what? Yeah, because I was talking with a friend of mine at work. I remember this interaction. I was saying, I want to play a city builder. And I played the latest... because I think that came out around the same time. Hang on a second. SimCity... Because it was around the time that SimCity, the latest one by EA that was fucking bullshit, that was always online, had come out. And I was talking with a friend, and he's like, you should check out Tropico. You might like that. So, picked up Tropico 3, and he was right. And I've been playing the series since. Thanks, Nick. I really do appreciate that tip, by the way, pal, wherever you are. I was talking about Descent with someone the other day. Game made you sick. Oh, motion sickness? Do you wear glasses by chance? I love jazz. Are we talking the music or the game? I guess both are acceptable answers. Beautiful game. Got it on GOG. Oh, really? $5 for the whole collection. Huh. That could be interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab that. It's part of their GOG preservation, their preservation program. No glasses, but you get motion sick easy. Oh. That sucks. Do you have trouble with FPSs as well, or just with Descent? Because I know Descent can be challenging. If you have, issues with, spatial awareness, it can be really challenging of a game. You had the shareware back in the day, too? Oh, yeah. I had mine on 3.5 floppy. Which always threw me off because it's like, this is not floppy, this is a rigid disc. Yeah, so I only played the first few levels. I thought, this is fun, and I actually couldn't find it anywhere to buy it at the time. Oh, like Dark Force. Oh, never got around to playing that. Didn't that series become... That series became Jedi Knight, right? Or Jedi Knight 2. Because I think that's where I came into that series. Dark Forces is Star Wars Doom. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it was FPS and then eventually went to third person, I think. Was Jedi Knight 2? Hang on a second. You guys are making me do research. Dark Forces 2? Yes, that's right. Star Wars Jedi Knight, or Star Wars, it's weird because the logo actually has Jedi Knight in the middle, has Star Wars on top and Dark Forces 2 at the bottom. But it's Star Wars Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight. where you play as Kyle Katarn. Fucking loved that game. Played the shit out of that game. That and Jedi Academy, where you got to actually make your own Jedi. And then you, well, depending on how things went, you fought Kyle Katarn in the end. Whooped his ass. Because you could, by the end of, well, spoilers for a 20-year-old game, I don't know. You could either choose to be a good guy or a bad guy at the end. Oh yeah, no, people don't get speeches here. They don't get to vote. And our support only dropped 3%. People don't seem to mind. They've been trained not to have elections in this country. Of course, we still have to deal with the constant uprisings. Oh boy. So when you have rebel leaders, you can't really perform any action on them other than to make an example out of them. And what happens when you do this is they are escorted to the palace by a soldier and shot in front of the dais. Oh, this person has a car. Are they driving to the palace? Those wheels aren't spinning. Literally unplayable. Oh, fuck. Yeah, the first time I watched it, I was like, that's a little brutal. Where are they? What island? Oh, they're nowhere close. Where are the other two? Well, we got rebels attacking. What are they attacking? A gourmet restaurant. Why? Because they're dicks. It's fine. These, what are these? They look like... What kind of plane is that? Is that an F-22? Kind of looks like one. I could be wrong. But yeah, those come from the aircraft carrier. And they just blow shit up in the middle of town and everybody's fine with it. Oh yeah, here we go. So, here they are. This is one of the rebel leaders. Ba-bam! And they dead. And they just disintegrate into the ground. All before El Presidente's eyes. But when you do that, it actually reduces the number of rebels that you have because they get scared. Why are we not dealing with crime lords? And this person, yeah, okay. Eventually there will be more rebel leaders. Well-funded rebels? Yeah. Well, I mean, people in this country are happy. They do make good money. A lot of the buildings, industrial buildings, are on max budget. And they have access to good housing, good healthcare, good entertainment. They just don't get to vote. That's all. Small price to pay for living in a tropican paradise. I gotta come back to this. I'm not happy with my tourist area. Of course, I think the downside with having a tourist area in a dictatorship is people don't want to come here very much. The little delay. Yeah, I know. You got to think, like, every single person is selectable, right? And they all have their own thoughts, and they can give you information on what their political alignment is, what their views are, how their individual stats are. Like, it does go pretty granular. I'm willing to overlook a little bit of a delay. They take some shortcuts here and there, and they kind of always have, especially with the military side of things. Like, you can't control your troops. You just control whether or not they exist. And other characteristics like how well they're funded, any improvements or build modes that you can have. Like, if they're maximum budget, then that means that they deal more damage in combat. And there's other things that give them modifiers too. And you can upgrade their equipment. And we can't even select a different build mode or a different work mode for this one. What about barracks? No, not there either. So beyond that, you sometimes just have to watch your troops go in the wrong fucking direction, and it's frustrating as hell. You can't do anything about it. Because if rebels actually get to their destination, they'll light whatever building it is that they're targeting on fire. And I think if I haven't had this happen in this game, but if they eventually get to the palace, you're gone. It's all part of the charm. Yeah, man, it's kind of neat that you can just target an individual person throughout their day. Yo mama's so classless, she could be a Marxist utopia. What? I never saw jokes in here before. Is proletariat a kind of cheese? Life is so good I want to buy a fridge magnet with a pithy maxim on it. Wow. His mouth hurts from smiling. That's a good sign. Whoa. Yeah, it's all part of the game's sense of humor. And another thing I like as a streamer is that the game actually has stream-friendly music option, which is really nice. So I don't ever have to worry about getting copyright for this. Not like that one fucking space cowboy game I played. What the hell was it called? Space Adventure Cobra, never mind. Not Space Cowboy. Thinking of Cowboy Bebop. Here we make the finest Tropican rum. So the goal here is to get to 50 million, and I'm really far away. How's my... Oh. I thought I had a space mission going. I try this, but I don't really like this very much. And it also takes up like just a huge amount of room to have a space program. I might get rid of it. I feel like every single time I play this game on stream just to sort of relax, I end up explaining a ton about the game that I know. Oh, this is my favorite little building right here. Courthouse. This makes money based off of everybody that you have in prisons. It's just passive income. What are the benefits of the space program? Not really any benefits. It's just another part of the game. It was one of the DLCs I got. It just allows you to send shuttles to Mars or the moon. Well, moon first and then Mars. Pardon me. And it's actually a handy way of getting rid of certain people, too. Because you can say, send all the unemployed people to Mars, knowing that they probably won't get there. I'm not kidding. Like, you can choose when you're boarding maximum wealth, so you can only send broke people if you want. So if you have massive unemployment problems, this is one of the ways that you can get rid of them. It's not a great way, because there's a lot of expense involved in just making a shuttle. Or you can just send criminals, unemployed, retired, homeless. Can't send rebels, though. You have to individually target them and send them to space. Because every person in that panel... Hang on, let me find a guy. Michael Schubert from Germany. I could send him to space. So if he was a problematic dude, if he was like, you know, microwaving fish at work, I could send him to fucking space for it. Strap him to the rocket. For doing that? Oh yeah, for sure. Or talking loud in a movie theater. Ugh. But you have to, why are you targeting a college? Wait, where did they go? What is... Okay, these fucking rebels really have a problem with this particular gourmet restaurant. Don't know why. The stadium is right here. And if you wanted to send a stronger message... Oh, shit, they didn't get to them in time. I mean, I would think that this is a bigger target. Literally. So the rebels got away. Fuck. So think of another Simpsons episodes with one rocket full of elite, the other full of duds headed for the sun. Wasn't that a Treehouse of Horrors episode? Because I can't remember who was on the other rocket, but it was a bunch of like B-list comedians, like Kathy Griffin and Andy Dick, or something like that. I think it was a Treehouse of Horrors episode. Treehouse of Horror 10. Yes. Hang on a second. I'm going to see if they actually list who was on the second rocket. Oh, shoot. Hang on a sec. Homer Bart eject themselves. Oh, okay. However, they quickly noticed that this ship... Oh, I was completely wrong. This ship is filled with Ross Perot, Dan Quayle, Tanya Harding, Al Sharpton, Courtney Love, Spike Lee, and Tom Arnold. Pauly Shore, Rosie O'Donnell, and Dr. Laura. It is deliberately set for a collision course with the sun. Yeah, you got it. Clang, clang, clang with the trolleys. Oh, yeah. So that's the full list. Not just B-list comedians, but I guess B-list politicians. Oh, wow. So what season was this? This was the fourth season of... Oh, sorry, the fourth episode of season 11. I think it was still good at that point. I think... Actually, Loki mentioned earlier that his buddy Joe Stizzy stopped watching after season 12, and I think that's where I stopped watching too. Might have gone a little bit further, but around there I started to just tune out of the show in general. It just wasn't for me anymore. Homer and Bart eject early because they've had enough. Well, I mean, can't blame them. I was hearing about Pauly Shore lately. He was trying to do a, he was trying to film either like a biopic about, or biopic, I don't know how to say it. I usually say biopic. About Richard Simmons. But beyond that, I haven't heard anything about Polyshore in a long time, and I was fine with that. What is this missing? Oh yeah, because I'm not actually making any fireworks in Tropico. Do I have any in my inventory? I do! Wow, for processing. Yeah, I put my tourist area on a island with an active volcano. It's part of the risk. It's part of the thrill-seeking nature of vacationing in Tropico. Okay. I don't want to sign any trade deals yet because I want to... something I want to do first. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah, see, the rebel leaders come back. Good night. And good night. Why aren't you in jail? Why are my police officers not... Oh, you are in jail. Good lad. I'm just kind of walking around my island because I'm not really sure what to do at the moment. Although, this isn't good. Why does my juicery not have any products for making juice? I have a pineapple farm right here. We need to make more juice. So let's put a hydroponic farm and make some banana. Yeah, that's good. Left myself a little bit of breathing room here because this residential area is going to expand out. Ah, they're attacking again. Again, the college. Why? Like, go after the Ministry of Information, you idiots. Go after my Defense HQ. Attack like a military target, you fucking morons. I think that was actually a mod that I had for Tropico 5. The mod was to just have the rebels attack a military target. That's it. It was just that. Because otherwise they would just randomly attack whatever, and it didn't make any sense. Like they'd attack a hospital or something like that. Then again, I'm thinking of the Just Stop Oil people and how they target art galleries. Maybe that was there for a reason. Andor taught me rebels can do whatever to justify their cause. You needed Andor to teach you that? Nah. Or, hang on. Rebels can do whatever to justify their cause and be seen as the good guys. Right? I don't know. I have this, yeah. I have this... I don't know. I don't want to involve people that aren't part of the issue. Like, I understand protesting. I understand why people want to do it. It's cool. But don't ruin somebody else's day that has no dog in the fight. Because what do you think is going to happen? They're going to fucking hate you. they're going to see the cause that you're aligned with, and they're going to blame you because you made them late for work, because you were standing in the middle of a road in, I don't know, and somebody couldn't get on the highway fast enough, and their boss fired them for being late. I guess you have to think about the consequences of your actions to be able to think that far ahead, though. I don't know if they are or just ignoring it. And I'm saying they, and I'm being deliberately vague because I'm only talking about the protesters that generally just don't give a fuck about ruining innocent bystanders' days. That just pisses me off. I don't get how you can think that that's okay. I would never do that. Oh. Maybe that's just me. And I want to be clear. I'm not talking about, like, I'm talking about protests in North America, where things are still generally kind of comfortable. I can't speak to anything that goes... I can't speak to causes outside of North America because I don't live there. I don't know them. I haven't researched them. Oh, I forgot about this little residential area. Completely forgot about it. This was the first residential area on this island before I built up this area over here. How's the housing? Max. It is full. Oh. Alright, what can we do? Let's put a building here and see where we are after that. One of the features that I liked that they added to this game was the ability to build on water. So you can build residential housing on the water, and then you can build an additional building to take care of any pollution that arises. So I like that, because I have a bit of a waterborne residential area over here. And they make good money. And these are power plants. Of course, most of the power comes from nuclear. Yeah, oh man, I have been completely out of touch with what's going on news-wise. Like gaming-related news or just world news in general. I don't usually pay attention to world news too much because I don't want to. I just find that it's so fucking frustrating to read. Bunch of nonsense on both fronts. So it's a day that ends in Y, is it? I heard that they're giving... Actually, one thing I did hear is that they're giving away Dragon Age. Oh, for free. That's a great sign. Yeah, you're the same. There is a certain amount of blissful ignorance that you get from it. It's frustrating, though, when the people around you, that's all they want to talk about. And it's just, I don't want... I don't enjoy this discussion. I don't enjoy this topic. Can we please talk about something, anything else? You love to stay informed on gaming stuff. Oh, yeah, for sure. I've seen you. And I generally like to as well. And I'm reaching the max of how I can segment my day, what I can get done in it. So I'm dropping balls. And it's probably going to be like this for a while until stuff gets sorted out. Which sucks. I don't like that, but it is what it is. Wait, I'm getting lost on my own island here. Here we go. So, up the budget there. Okay. Found older family can't wait to bring up divisive news. Yeah. Oh, I mean, when I was around my I guess, birth family, that's all that it was. And especially, like, stuff not even happening in our country. What are you... I get bringing stuff up and talking about it a little bit, making sure that the people that you're talking to are informed about a situation that you think they'd be invested in. I get that. But that conversation takes a few minutes, not hours. How can you talk about this stuff for hours? I just don't get it. It's funny, I always used to think that if I didn't want to engage in topics like that, there was something wrong with me. Let's build some houses too. This is a really neat alternate work mode for regular houses in that they can actually help beautify an area. In the show-off work mode, increases the upkeep, so they're a little bit more expensive by 10%, but they help to bring beauty to an area, which is nice. From my experience, it's topics they've already made their mind up on too, so there's really no discussion to be had. So it's a bumper sticker opinion. It's just, they're broadcasting it, this is how they feel, and they're not open to discussion. It's a bumper sticker. That's why I hate most fucking bumper stickers. A bumper sticker just tells me, like one of those ones that's, you know, political in nature. Just tells me you have your opinion and you don't want to hear about it from anybody else unless they agree with you. I hate those so much. Because you know, if you end up getting in a conversation with a person like that, as with that sort of bumper sticker opinion, you're not going to get anywhere. The longer you engage in it with them, you're just going to get more and more frustrated. And yeah, you can walk away, and yeah, they might think that they've won. Let them. Let them think that. Who gives a shit? If it helps them sleep at night and it saves your sanity by reducing your exposure to them, I think you win in that one. Okay. I want to get rid of these flop houses because the housing quality is very poor, but people don't want to leave them. Even when there's a slightly better building right beside them. Yeah, but I also love arguing, Loki says, of course. And hey, my point was, if you get something out of it, and if you do, all the power to you. I pity the person that you're discussing this with, because I wouldn't be surprised if you've encountered situations where you were just arguing to argue, and the other person is probably getting more and more frustrated because you just wouldn't let them, you just wouldn't agree. And you probably just, made them punch themselves out. I'm actually pretty good friends with a guy like that. And that's how we became friends. Because we were working together one night, and he would just He just liked to argue about everything, but he always did it with this goofy smile on his face. But he made good points. Like it started out being kind of frustrating talking with this guy because every time he seemed to have a strong opinion about something, he would stick to it. And occasionally, like, you would make a good point, and he would just make some asinine remark, and it would just make me laugh. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do you just like arguing? And he's like, yes, I do. And at that point, I was like, I finally got it. I said, oh, well, you're one of them people. Oh, man. Oh, I miss that guy. I should give him a call. Disagreements are good if both parties arrive with an open mind. Oh, yeah. They're also rare when they happen, though. I guess you have to know who you're talking to. You have to know who you're dealing with and know what they're capable of. Because having an open mind is not easy. A lot of people say, well, I have an open mind, but they're still setting conditions in there. People lie, of course. They'll say they have an open mind when they don't. It just means they're not going to immediately call you an ist and an isn't and whatever. Oh, words are fun. Yes, because I'm correct. Happened with the PS5 price hike last week. There was a PS5 price hike? What the fuck? Again? Or was this the same one? What, people are actually defending it? Or are they just using it as an excuse to attack whatever situation is going on? Tariffs and blah, 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 blah. Oh, man. How do you defend corporate greed without being an ass suck? Or an employee, I should say. Yeah, you're dreaming, you know. Well, people like that. I think there's people like that are out there. And they're scared. Because they've probably been scarred by dealing with people that they thought they knew, and they turned out to be something else. They turned out to be just another person who thought that they were right, wouldn't ever possibly hear that they were wrong in any way. And so those people tend to keep to themselves. Like I generally do, especially when it comes to anything political. I do not like to talk about politics at all because I'm not well informed. But I am aware that I'm not well informed. It's just so easy to divide people that way. And that's not what I'm about. The reason for it is not what people believe regarding tariff nonsense, yes. It's an easy thing to blame, though. There's an inherent human fear of being proven wrong. It causes you to challenge your way of thinking, which you should do all the time anyways, to make better arguments. Yes, but if you're... There's a certain level of self-confidence you need to have in order to be able to do that. If you are a deeply, deeply insecure person, it can... Being proven wrong about one thing may cause a cascade effect where you start to question your opinion and outlook on everything. I'm not defending anything. It's just, it's one thing that can happen. I don't know if it's just that I have a very finely tuned bullshit meter, but I just don't get sometimes how people can so easily believe obvious lies. I really wish that wasn't the case. There's not really much I can do about it. On a grand scale, maybe individually here and there. But it's just like being scammed, right? And then not wanting to tell anybody that you got scammed because you're ashamed. And that happens a lot more for guys, I think, than for women. What edicts can I enact that will help me here? Oh, wait. Got too busy talking, and I want to see. We've got 6 available slots. We are not making smart furniture. Rum, apparel. That's not good. I'm going to wait. Because over here... Oh, I went to the right spot. Good. There is a trade fair option that increases... Wait, is this the right one? Grants a bonus to the trade route deviation percentage. So all of these trade routes would be increased by 50%. But a lot of the goods I'm not exporting. I don't export this or this or this. I produce them. Well, not the smart furniture, but the tobacco and the steel and the cotton, yes. But they get converted into a secondary resource. Rum and apparel, yeah, I do export those. But I have 6 slots available. I'm going to wait. It might be a brain thing. I don't feel embarrassment or shame, like clinically, especially for dumb shit online if I'm proven wrong, big whoop. Could just be who you are, man. Like, have you ever felt embarrassment or shame? I'm the total, complete fucking flip opposite of that, man. I feel that way too easily. So naturally, I decided that streaming was right for me. Let's beautify this area a little bit. How are people doing for entertainment? Ooh. These symbols mean that people are waiting. Not for the nightclub, apparently, but for the restaurant and the cocktail bar. Where can we put a second restaurant? Over here? Behind the mall? Sure. Well, not right behind the mall. There we go. Can't describe an emotion I've never felt. I've danced in public and not given a shit. Well, I envy you, sir. I really do. I'm just thinking, like, what if there was a drug that you could take that could make it so that you didn't feel shame or embarrassment? I thought, oh, wait a minute. No, there is. It's called alcohol, dummy. The restaurant's almost done. It's weird, though. I don't know how you get through that. How you're wired that way. I mean, there's an evolutionary purpose behind embarrassment and shame, but that, however, I can't do. You're a sad drunk. You're a fucking enigma, man. Every time I talk to you, I learn something new about you. I'm like, how the hell does this all fit in one package? It's just... it's weird. Then again, I mean, I don't have to. I don't have to have a lot in common with the people that I get along with. I get along with pretty much anybody, and I mean, my wife has always said she doesn't have to worry about me being anywhere in like a strange environment. She can just drop me in the middle of nowhere, and I'll be fine as far as talking to people. Hell, I have random strangers just talking to me when we make eye contact sometimes, or they'll come up to me and ask me for stuff like I work somewhere. Like, I'm sorry, I don't work at Home Depot. Why are you asking me questions, lady? Like, just twice this week, I've gone out for walks in my neighborhood, and I've had random people pull up to me and ask me for directions. Twice in 1 week. Is this something that happens to everybody else commonly? Because this happens all the time to me. I don't know why. I don't get it. I'm not wearing a map. I don't have a sign over my head that says, ask me your random questions that you're too afraid to ask anybody else. I don't get it. Just wait for that show we do together someday. Well, I feel like I'm going to learn a lot. And, oh man, I would really love to do that, but that has nothing to do with you. The sad reality is that I'm going to have to give something up. I'm aware of that. I'm doing too many things at once, and I'm going to have to pare down some of what I do. I don't know what yet, and I know I'm going to fucking hate whatever it is. I'm going to hate giving up on something, or even just shelving something. I know it's going to happen.
And that's what I call high quality H2O.
Hey, Bunny, how's it going? I'm going to drink some water now. Glug, glug, glug. Yummy. It's happened to me on occasion. You just project guy who knows where things are, I guess. Really? I do? I don't know. Maybe I just... Because, I mean, even if I don't know, I'll say, let me pull up my map and I'll show you where you need to go. Or I'll ask somebody else who's around. Maybe they'll know. I just like helping people. And I don't know if that shows on me somehow, but... No rush, dude. Yeah, I know. When I get time, though, I'll make it a priority. How am I doing? I am better now. I wasn't sure if I was going to stream because I just didn't have anything ready. But I'm glad I did. I'm having a fun conversation here with sorry, I had a burp. With Loki and Oz. Talking about Simpsons and people and their behaviors and such. And not letting the good people of Tropico vote. Because Presidente knows what's better for them. Why does a church want a hang glider? What? So, occasionally people in your country will ask you to do stuff. You can do it or you can abandon it, which will piss them off. But there's this neat handy feature that you can buy through this broker with Swiss account money called Convincing Talk, which gives you credit for doing the thing that they asked you to do without actually doing it. And it's one of the ways of keeping alive politically towards the end of the game, since I don't feel like building a hang glider for some religious people. To get closer to God. Duh. I think I've said that before. Well, hey, why don't you get on the spaceship I'm building? That'll get you real close to God. But anyway, you can use a convincing talk, which you see that I've built up quite a stack of them. And they just act like you did the thing. And they're on their merry way. How are you doing, buddy? Can I ask you guys something? And I'd like you to be as honest with me as you can, or as you're comfortable being. I know I've had a lot more of these Tropico streams lately than I would ordinarily like to. Because my default when I'm either having a shit day or I haven't had time to prepare anything else. Do you guys... How do you feel about these streams? Because usually, because it's a game I'm familiar with, I have more time to talk to you guys without being engaged or distracted by a game. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know if you guys get anything about out of the actual gameplay itself. So be straight with me. I can take it. With the casual toss stuff, but to be honest, I don't know about Tropico. Fair enough. I know I didn't have to worry about you being honest. Bunny spent most of the day irritated as fuck, but a lot better now, thank you. Oh shit. Everything alright? Did you... Hey, wait a second, Bunny. You didn't do something stupid like share a meme on Twitter, did you? And Keir Starmer's breaking down your door? Alright, so who wants a shopping mall? The Conservatives want a shopping mall. Okay. Where can I build one? Because these things are large. I already have one there. What overlay are we looking at? Food coverage. Wait, do tourists use these? No. Generally not. Honestly, you could be playing Minecraft and I'd still enjoy your streams, plus I like Tropico, so I'm a little biased. Okay. Alright, sorry, I read the second message. I've never seen KMFA, but it didn't take me long to figure out what that means. It means kiss my face a lot, right? You like him. You're a big fan of Starmer. Here's a compliment for the game. I like the music. And you're not even listening to all of it. This is only the stream-friendly stuff. The other stuff is pretty good, too. I've had music from all of the Tropico games that I've played on my music list, because I'm a big fan of Latino music and Latin jazz in particular. Latin big band. Ooh. Mwah. Beautiful stuff. Wasn't my first choice, but I felt a little more polite. Fair enough. Like I was saying earlier to Oz, I don't think anybody likes their politicians. Alright, how are we at now? 3 left. And what trade options do we have? We can trade electronics, that's good. Apparel. That's it? That's not good enough. Actually, wait a second. There is something I want to see. I want to see if I can stack a couple of bonuses here. Because you have this handy little trading post, which you can use to send people kind of a sample of the merchandise. Let's say USA. We'll send them 1,000 boats. And then I'll generate a separate trade offer. And it's usually pretty good. As long as there's no singing in Spanish, had enough of that in my life. I bet. Some of the songs are, I think they're Portuguese. Because, I'm trying to remember the name of the guy. It's like Alex Torres or something? Hang on. Tropico 5 soundtrack. Oh, Café Cubano is a really good track from Tropico 5. And yeah, Alex Torres and his Latin orchestra is the only one that I can think of that has singing in it. But I thought it sounded more Portuguese to me than it sounded Spanish. But also the famous Latin guitarist Johannes Lindstedt has a couple tracks on that. The Tropico 5 soundtrack's probably got to be my favorite. But yeah, generally they're pretty good. Did I ever watch Narcos? No, I never did. Why didn't I watch Narcos? Wait, doesn't that have Pedro Pascal in it? Hang on a second. I'm not gonna watch it now if it's got Pedro Pascal in it. I need to get that guy out of my system. Oh yeah, Pedro Pascal. Fuck. I'm so sick of this guy. Oh, this is a TV show. I thought this was a movie. Wait, Fluffy's in it? I'm just looking at the trailer on IMDb right now. And, what's his name? Oh, Gabriel Iglesias. Fluffy. He's a comedian. He's kind of funny. He's okay. He's one of, before anyone knew who he was. Oh, yeah. So this was this before or around the time he was on Game of Thrones? Because it was pretty close. Game of Thrones started in 2011. He was in season, I want to say season 3 or 4. It's a multi-series show. I loved it. What's it about? Chronicle look at the criminal exploits of Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar, as well as the many other drug kingpins who plagued the country through the years. Back when Netflix was making good original content. Yeah, I might check that out. Pretty close. Yeah, it's around there. It's prawn disguised as an adult show. Are you talking about Narcos or Game of Thrones? Hell, both. Yeah. Oh, what a fucking disappointment that show ended up being. Good Lord. Yeah, I might. I'll put it on the list. I still have to watch Sopranos, actually. I've only ever watched, like, the first episode of it. I think I decided to watch it one night when I was drunk, and I just didn't understand what was going on, so... And then since then, because my wife watched it, my wife actually watched the entire series because whenever she had to wake up and, feed one of the kids, she'd put an episode of Sopranos on. Oh, no. No, that's not right. That was for Breaking Bad. That's how she watched Breaking Bad. When the hell did she watch Sopranos? I don't know. Not important. Sopranos didn't do it for you. Really? I don't doubt that there's people out there like that, but I don't often hear people say anything bad about Sopranos. Or Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was one of those shows where I don't know what it was, what was missing for it, missing from it for me. I watched the first season and I was entertained by it, but I didn't want to watch any more afterwards. I was good. And I still feel that way. Don't know. Haven't tried Breaking Bad yet. Yeah, and there's also a prequel that was filmed afterwards called Better Call Saul with Bob Odenkirk, which actually looked a lot more interesting to me than Breaking Bad did. BB is good because it got the ending right. Logical consequences for actions. Oh. There's nothing worse I hate than a shitty ending. Something about Narcos, though. Watched it all twice. I still have the screen up, so I'm still watching the trailer over and over again, but it just seems like a sort of grounded and kind of gritty TV show. Which I like. Actually, watching the trailer reminds me of Landman a little bit. A little bit. But that was a show I loved. If you haven't watched Landman, Oz, I would highly recommend checking that out. This music is reminding me of it, though. No, there's no drug trade in this game. Based on true events. Oh, yeah, because, I mean, Pablo Escobar is a real dude. But yeah, there's no... It seems kind of weird that there's absolutely no reference to drugs in this game. One of the mods that I got for Tropico 5 actually fixed that. You could grow opium, you could grow marijuana, you could grow coca, refine it. It made the game way too easy because those were, I mean... They made a lot of money for you as an export. Of course, it hindered your relationships with the superpowers. Obviously. I don't know, but it kind of made the game feel a little bit more complete to me. You'll note Landman? Yeah, everybody that's listening, watch Landman. Billy Bob Thornton is a tremendous actor. I think I've enjoyed every role that he's played. Not everything he's been in, but he always seems to get the assignment and understand what he needs to do, understand what his role is. But in that show, everybody does. There's looking at the cast and assessing their talent, I didn't see a single weak point. Every character had their own motivation for doing things, and it was consistent throughout. You didn't have characters just suddenly abandon their principles in order to do what the story needed them to do. They were always consistent. Well-developed characters. I loved it. And then you just threw them into situations, and because whoever the writer was really understood their characters, they knew how they would react. It wasn't just, oh, this is the story, this needs to happen, so we need to take our characters and we just need to sort of smoosh them into this. And because we don't care. Having actually worked in a similar field, that's not how real landmen work, by the way. Well, it would be different if it was a documentary. It's just a TV show. I've worked with computers for a very, very long time. I can tell you categorically that real hacking is boring as fuck. It does not look flashy. But, you know, you kind of have to accept that it's just like with a video game. If I'm playing if I'm playing El Presidente, I'd be in a desk. I'd be sitting here. Wait, no, sorry. Go over here. I'd be in my lovely palatial estate over here. Maybe out in the garden sometimes. But I'd be in here doing nothing but signing paperwork. I wouldn't be planning where every little thing is built. You have to accept that, you know, some liberties are taken. But it relates sort of to my job, so I can't ignore that shit. Okay, well, that sucks. Does it affect how you can enjoy it? You can't suspend disbelief that far? I mean, I realize there's probably more of a challenge because of your experience and because of your job. Okay, but I will recommend Landman to every single person that doesn't work in oil and gas or related industry. There you go. Kind of, sort of. My dad was a cop for 20 years and hated watching any cop thing. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Or working in a hospital and then watching a medical procedural. Fuck. There are some shows that take it seriously. Some shows that, some shows really hype up the drama, like House, for example. I used to love that show, and I very quickly learned to hate it. But that's obviously not how things work in a real hospital. House would have gotten fired for being such an insolent ass. Not to mention various malpractice suits. Or hell, just outright crimes for purchasing illegal narcotics or purchasing prescription medication or stealing it, however he was getting it. I can't really remember. But then some shows actually make the effort to make things a little bit more realistic. There's a show that I've been meaning to watch, a medical procedural called The Pit, which I think actually has a guy from ER in it. And apparently that show is supposed to be hyped as being one of the more accurate medical procedural shows out there. Have any of you guys watched that? The Pit? But otherwise, I'm very selective about the shows that I watch. And if a show doesn't nail the ending, I fucking hate it. Oof. You're aware of it. All right. Let's wait a month. We're going to do this trade-up fair. Actually, wait. Did this work? Sends. Oh, that didn't work. 34. Oh, that sucks. All right. Let's do this. Now we will send passenger drones to the U.S. Really not great. Boats to the U.S. Uranium. Oh, that's an import. Batteries to the Middle East. Not great selections. Just more likely to watch a movie than a TV show due to time sinks. Yeah, I get that. It's funny though. I don't generally watch movies for that reason. Just because you have to find an hour and I don't know, or 90 minutes or so to watch a movie. And I can't ever seem to find that much time uninterrupted. So it's easier for me to just slot in a quick TV show. Oh, this is better. Rum. I mean, we could start manufacturing smart furniture. Well, it just needs electronics and furniture. You know what? That's good. Have you seen any movies lately that you'd recommend? Good movies, not most of what's out there. Because I've just gotten used to the idea that any time I hear about a movie being made anywhere in North America, it's just automatically going to be shit. From this year, hell no. Woof. And that's really the disappointment. When you end up watching a movie that you end up realizing you didn't like, you've wasted more time. Like unless you're in a situation where you can take a movie that you've watched and create content around it, or at least make some good from it, I feel like my time gets wasted, and I am really deeply resentful of that. I feel like I got scammed in a way. Oz says, been a while since he saw a good movie. Ugh. There are allegedly good stuff like Sinner and Weapons, but I'm not interested myself. I heard about Sinners. That's like that was a Michael B. Jordan movie about vampires or something. Not really my speed. Weapons, I heard about the title. Didn't hear I have no idea what's about. Weapons, 2025 film. Is an American mystery horror film directed, written, produced, and co-scored by Zach Kreger. Film stars Joshua Brolin, Julia Garner, and I have to click the link to find out more. Wait, Silver Surfette's in this? Oh, and Alden Ehrenreich. Does he actually play a man in this movie? Feel that deeply. Really only watch old movies at the moment. Yeah, but there's a lot of gold back there. Don't blame you. I think the last movie I sat down to watch was Top Secret, and it was shortly after Val Kilmer passed away. And man, that was such a fun movie. You can't watch that once. You have to watch it again and again and again, because there are so much. It's so densely packed with little bits here and there that you missed the first time out, and elements that the I was about to say the game, but the movie just doesn't draw a lot of attention to. Alden, Alden's catching strays. I don't think he's a bad actor. I just like to see him in a different role where he's not just, a wimp. Seen like 75 movies this year, but all but 2 have been things I've seen before. Wow. Welcome to 2025, where entertainment in North America is varying degrees of shit. It's just nothing new worth watching. I agree. I mean, unless you probably go outside of North America. Then maybe. But this cast for Weapons, when all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, the community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. The cast actually looks really good, but you can't judge a movie based on its cast anymore. You can't just look at the cast and be like, ooh, this is going to be great. Because if the writing is shit, and so many times it is, you're sunk. Yeah, who else is in this? Benedict Wong. That I didn't expect to see him. But yeah, stars can't really drive a movie anymore. Well, I would say that Hollywood has done this to themselves because they have. But I'm sure we're going to see endless amount of pieces and news articles that try to rationalize what everything's been happening, because I know a lot of people haven't been going to see these movies, and a lot of them have been flops, outside of the rare gems here and there. Because when those types of articles come out, it's already making that assumption. It's already making the assumption. The argument's already made that movies are disappointing. But that always happens every single time. Whenever you've got people that cannot handle accountability, it's the same pattern. Blame whatever you can. There's a hierarchy to it. Obviously, like, you blame your opposition first because they're the target you care the least about. So even if they're catching strays, as Sloki said, different context, but even if they're catching strays, doesn't matter because you don't respect them. Fuck them in your mind when you do that. And then the more accountability comes a calling, the closer into that circle you have to blame. You blame people that are in the production. You blame people that are in the cast. You blame the fans. You blame everybody but yourself. And you do your damn best to outrun accountability while the attention is still on you. What's frustrating is how effective that is. It really shouldn't be. Is anybody going to this casino? Why is nobody going to this casino? 141 lifetime visitors. This casino needs to be moved somewhere where people want it. Because you can just pick up buildings and move them, apparently. Who wants a casino? Do you guys want a casino? Or do you guys want a casino? Well, no one's... You know what? Let's put it over here. I already have one in my tourist area. I'll make this a little mini entertainment district over this way. Actually, let's forget the road. See if people come here. Again, this thing is out of... Why? I don't think I like these hydroponic farms. They never seem to... Oh, wait, there's only one person working here. That ought to do it. Why is there only one person working here? I have 70 people unemployed and 69 vacant jobs. You would think that this is a problem that would just sort itself out. I have to go, and right before end of stream 2, have a good rest of the night. Thumbs up. All right, sir. You have a good one, and we'll see you around. Thanks for being here. Now that he's gone, we can talk about him. I think that Loki is a weird dude. To be fair, I'd still say that if he was here. But I like weird people. Normal people are okay too. People that, when I say weird people, I'm talking about the people that have sort of embraced some of their quirks. And they're not so apologetic about it. They're not in your face about it. It's just they're owning who they are. I mean, the amount of times that that guy gives me shit for what I'm playing or how I'm playing it, or for the takes that I have on games. That's nothing. It's nothing. I like people in general. I really do. I find them endlessly interesting. Especially people that, I mean, other people seem to write off. Because there's something about them that they think is antisocial. They keep to themselves, or, you know, they have a particular way of talking or engaging in conversation, or just how they debate. Like my friend that I was talking about earlier, who just loved to argue. People wrote that guy off. And I was about to as well, I'll admit. But it was by complete accident that I realized that, oh, this guy, that's his thing. He just enjoys arguing. He doesn't do it maliciously. He doesn't do it to piss people off. He just likes it. Sometimes he does it to get a rise out of people. But if you're aware of that, it makes it a lot easier to deal with. Oh, let's just get rid of this. What I like about Loki is that he does all of that and he isn't an asshole about it. Yeah. That's true. Well, we think that because we understand him, but some people would just think, by virtue of the fact that he does say whatever he wants to say and doesn't apologize for it, that he is an asshole. Because if anybody disagrees with you, that makes them an automatic asshole, apparently. Oh, people are actually going to this casino. Great. And these are ordinary people, not tourists. Cool. I like being around people that I don't have to worry about what I say. Or I don't have to worry about how they're going to take what I say. They're going to give me the benefit of the doubt. They're not going to jump on what you say and try to ascribe intention to it that doesn't exist. Like they're trying to get you constantly. I don't need those people in my life. Love that I said what I said mentality. Takes a lot of courage to do that, though, to pull that off. But yeah, I like it too. Those unapologetic people. Remember when we can disagree with people and still be friends with them? I remember hearing about that time. Never really experienced it myself until recently, unfortunately. But that's just owing to being around the wrong people. I guess if you are lucky, or if you've done the work to cultivate that group of people around you, then you are a rich, rich person. I'd much rather just take people how they are and just learn to accept them, as long as they're willing to do the same for me. And that's that. I don't need to be surrounded by people that just agree with me. And there are a lot of people that are like that, unfortunately. They can't handle anybody with a differing opinion. Or they just slap a label on you and put you in a box. Who the hell needs that? Okay, now the juicery is working. Mm-hmm. Labels are cheap and easy. Oh, people are attacking? Why? The cathedral? Really? Oh, they've been defeated already. Good. Herd mentality bothers me. Yeah. Herd mentality. Mob mentality. Yeah, fuck. It's just so stupid. I get it. I get why people engage in it. There's comfort in numbers. But after a while, it becomes an echo chamber. And you're either going to find yourself gradually agreeing with some of the more extreme views that are brought up, or you become part of the out group and you're immediately ostracized. Yeah. I have a friend from high school who has wildly different views to me, but it makes life interesting. And you guys make it work? Great. That's great. I mean, I don't think it's that hard. And in my mind, I'm just like, I just want to ask, what's the fucking problem? Why can't you guys just... Why can't people just not... Why can't anybody just fucking listen anymore? I don't know. This was not the type of stream that I expected to have. I will say that. But I appreciate you guys. Bunny, Oz, and Loki, I appreciate you guys being here. Because this has actually helped me a lot to just process the day that I've had. And I don't want to rely on streaming to help deal with issues like that. It's really not what I sought out to do. But I'm getting a little bit further away from what I originally intended to do in the first place, to be honest with you. Not for me. I'm far more comfortable being honest and isolated than engaging in any form of herd mentality, just to be a part of something. Good for you, honestly. It takes a certain amount of strength of character to be able to do that. Sorry if you didn't have the best day, but I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm glad you are too. It just seems these days if you support X and I support Y, then we shall never speak again. You're absolutely right. And X and Y can be two completely stupid things. Like, I support Xbox. Well, I support Sony PS5. Well, then we must kung fu fight. And, well, at least then if you fight it out, like physically fight it out, then there's a clear winner and a clear loser, probably. But just being online, and I think that's a big part of the problem, is just the fact that you do not know who you are dealing with when you're talking to somebody online. And nowadays, you don't even know if you're dealing with a real person or some bot that's just trying to egg you on. That's so true. Yeah. How dare you not like everything that I like? Yes. How dare you dislike something that I like? Do you not understand how much of my own personality and self-worth is attached to this product that's made by people I don't actually know? How dare you insult me by insulting this product that I associate myself with? Where do you get off? Shame on you for having a different opinion. Indeed. Shame. Ring the shame bell. Forgot to tell you, I'm a bot, by the way. Well, you know what? For being a bot, Oz, you're pretty cool, so I'll look past that. I'm just going to forget that you mentioned that. Just going to play along. But holy crap, these 2 hours flew by. And I don't feel like I've done jack shit on this island. I was just walking around, looking at stuff, Executing rebel leaders. Oh yeah, that reminds me. How many do we have now? 3 more. They just keep coming. They're like cockroaches. How'd that compliment to your positronic network? That's a Star Trek reference, by the way. Oh, this has been a nice break and a nice rest. And I thank you guys for your part in it. And you guys have played a bigger part in this than I have. On Friday, what I'm aiming to do is to just have a little bit of an acknowledgement stream, I guess, celebration, acknowledgement, whatever, where we're going to play something innocuous, like something that I don't have to focus too much on. Well, I don't blame you if you're talking about current Star Trek. If you said you loved current Star Trek, I'd ban you. For having such terrible fucking taste. I'm kidding, of course. But yeah, so Friday I'm planning we passed a little milestone a little while back, 300 subscribers on YouTube. And I want to do a Q&A. So I want to incorporate a little bit of gameplay, a little bit of Q&A, and a little bit of indie game trailer action. Especially now because we didn't end up playing an indie game on Indie Game Night. So I'm hoping you guys can be there. It'd be great to have you around because I really couldn't have a stream like that without acknowledging the people that have made streaming so much easier for me, and that's you guys. You guys are the best. So I'm hoping you can be there. It'll be Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and if for whatever reason I can't make it because I've got a million other things to do, unfortunately, that command my attention, then I will let you know ahead of time. But I'm hoping you guys can be there because I'd like to thank you. And if you're not, then I'll thank you early. But that is going to be it for me for this evening. Bunny, you'll do your very best. I know you will. I know you will. And I appreciate it. And if you can't be here, totally fine. Totally fine. There's no obligation. I don't want to put anybody out. This is for you guys. Right? But until then, hopefully you get some time to play some fun-ass games. I gotta get that trademarked. Put on a t-shirt, maybe. Get some time to play some fun-ass games and try and find something new out there to enjoy. But just try to find time to relax and remember that there's good in the world. But thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate it. And enjoy the rest of your night as well. Till then, have a good night, guys. So long.